on the news tonight. INEC affirms readiness for 2023 poll, reiterates commitments to credible elections. Governor Oyetola inaugurates APC Presidential Campaign Council, stresses the need to vote competent hands. While on the forest, 10 inmates died in Ecuadorian prison riots. Good evening, and we are glad to have you join us on the major reports. I am Olubomi Ajiboye Agwola. The Independent National Electoral Commission has reiterated commitments to conducting credible elections next year. Its National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Mr. Festus Okoye, who represented the chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, gave the assurance at an interactive session with the media in Abuja. He assured that INEC would take delivery of a bimodal voter accreditation system before end of the year, considering the safety of the equipment in the face of incessant attacks on INEC facilities across the country. Mr. Okoye assuaged the fears of Nigerians, stressing that the machines will be fully secured. He added that while BVAS machines remain in INEC's custody, the permanent voters' cards will be kept with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Nigerians have been enjoined to ensure that tested and competent hands as Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and Senator Kashim Shettima were elected in the 2023 general elections in transforming lives of the ordinary people. Governor Adegboyega Oyetola of Osun State gave the charge in Osogbo, the state capital, while inaugurating the APC Presidential Campaign Council for the Southwest. Sonia Honorade completes the story.
Capital, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola said that the inaugural meeting of Grassroots Mobilization, Engagement and Orientation Directorate, Southwest Zone of the Presidential Campaign Council is particularly symbolic in galvanizing and sustaining support for the emergence of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as President and Senator Kashim Shettima as Vice President in the 2023 general election. Governor Oyetola implored the council to ensure that the message of renewed hope resonates across the Southwest in electing tested, trusted, and competent hands in turning around the fortune of the country.
We are here as the Honorable contingent to support a team that symbolizes the competence, integrity, and experience required to further transform the nation and take it to the next level. We are here to put Southwest seal of excellence on a ticket that will be tested and trusted to deliver excellence in the throes of economic downturn in the past.
In their separate remarks, the former deputy governor of the state of Osun, Otumba Grace Titilayo Laoye, the state chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Prince Gboyega Famodu, described Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a consummate politician who knows his onion, striding on despite mudslinging from the sideline, adding that it is imperative for all members to work assiduously across the Southwest in ensuring that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu replicate the incredible feats recorded in Lagos in all ramifications for the benefit of all Nigerians. High point of the occasion was the inauguration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senator Kashim Shettima Presidential Campaign Council for Southwest. At Iragbeji, Governor Oyetola, who was received with a rousing welcome to the 2022 Iragbeji Day celebration, reaffirmed the commitment of his administration towards provision of qualitative service in all ramifications, stressing that governance must be meticulously planned and holistic in delivering the needs and yearnings of the citizenry. Governor Oyetola maintained that youth must be coordinated and supported in achieving their dream, as well as inculcating in them enviable virtues. Speaking on the administration of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, the chairman of Bodipe local government area, Engineer Fatai Adeyemi, submitted that Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has performed creditably well in all ramifications.
Always think positive of good things that's going to happen in the whole state. We have so many goods that is awaiting us on state.
Dignitary from across the state graced the occasion, coordinated by Aragbiji of Aragbiji, Oba Abdurrashid Olabome. From the governor's office, Sanya Onorinde reporting.
Journalists covering next year's general elections have been told to arm themselves with the necessary knowledge to fast-check and detect misinformation in order to enhance professionalism. The admonition came to fore at a two-day election reporting workshop organized by West Africa Broadcast and Media Academic ahead of the general elections for journalists drawn from the Southwest. Adeyemi Abodian reports.
The election reporting workshop, organized by West African Broadcast and Media Academy in collaboration with U.S. Consular Office and Enugu Literary Society, was to equip editors, reporters, photo and video journalists with necessary skills that will aid their performances ahead of next year's general election. The two-day workshop brought together journalists from different media outlets across the Southwest region and x-rayed challenges encountered by journalists in the course of discharging their duties, most especially during election, and strategic steps to be taken to weather the storm. Held at the American Corner IACD Library, Jericho, Ibadan, the workshop prepared journalists adequately well in areas such as fast checking and detection of misinformation, basic planning for documentary, use of mobile devices for election, physical and digital safety in election coverage, investigative reporting for election coverage, among others. Resource persons, who includes Dean School of Communication, Texas Southern University, USA, Professor Chris Olasi, an investigative reporter with Associate Press, Mrs. Grace Epo, and Regional Director, Radio Nigeria Enugu, Mr. Ken Okere, drilled participants on the importance of the workshop towards enhancing professionalism while preparing for next year's election. The lead facilitator for the workshop, Mr. Ken Okere, said fact-checking of information is important for journalists to detect disinformation and misinformation for a credible 2023 election. According to Okere, fake news is a catastrophe more dangerous than atomic bomb, which needs to be tamed before the election. Speaking with OSBC News, Professor Chris Olasi harped on the need for journalists to fact-check information before going to the press so as not to set the nation on fire.
What to communicate during an election? What are some of the critical processes of electoral governance that consumers or the audience or the people need to know about? So the media will be very open to do those kind of questions to ask, so that you present objective, fair communication, not propaganda, not bias, straight news that people are together.
Participants were issued certificate at the end of the exercise. Adeyemi Abodani, OSBC News.
The United Nations has released $10 million from the Nigeria Humanitarian Fund and the Central Emergency Response to support flood victims across the country. The resident and humanitarian coordinator, Matthias Schmidt, stated this during his visits to Anambra, Adamawa, and Bayelsa states. He met and spoke with people who were struggling to put food on the table, to get clean water to drink without shelter, as they had lost all their possessions and livelihood. He explained that half of the fund will be allocated to provide water, sanitation, healthcare, shelter, and non-food items to over 264,000 people in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states that were affected by both flooding, conflict, rising hunger, and cholera outbreak. Mr. Chime further explained that the NHF funds would complement the $5.5 million CERF rapid response allocation for the states most affected by flooding in Nigeria that will help provide clean water, sanitation, hygiene, emergency shelter, and health care assistance for 95,000 people in Anambra, Bayelsa, Kogi, and Niger states. The African Union Commission and the African Development Bank have signed a grant agreement of $9.73 million to drive digital market development in Africa. In a statement issued on the website of the AFDP, the agreement is for implementation of Phase 1 of the upstream project for digital market development in Africa. The agreement signing took place at AUC headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, with the AUC Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry and Minerals, Ambassador Albert Muchunga, and the AFDP's Deputy Director General, East African Region, Dr. Abdul Kamara. The AFDP's Board of Directors approved the grant of 7 million units of account of $9.73 million last September. Ambassador Albert Muchunga said the project would support the continent's economic transformation to get the desired African continent in creating employment opportunities for millions of young people for the stability and prosperity of the continent. The federal government has explained that it does not interfere with the outcome of surveys conducted by the National Bureau of Statistics because the government is committed to getting reliable information for proper planning. Minister of State for Budgets and National Planning, Prince Clem Agba, stated this while declaring open the 2023 African Statistics Day celebration in Abuja. Reacted to the results of the 2022 multi-dimensional poverty launched by President Muhammadu Buhari. The MPI results showed that about 133 million Nigerians were living in poverty despite the huge investment in poverty alleviation by the current government. The minister said that the government needed to know the real state of affairs in the country and where the gaps are. He promised that the federal government would continue to support the MBS to enable it to perform more efficiently. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Rivers State has impounded 5 trucks and arrested the suspects for alleged oil theft. The state commandant of the Corps, Michael Oga, said this in a statement issued by the Corps spokesperson Olufemi Ayodele in Port Harcourt. He said that the trucks were impounded for conveying petroleum products without haulage licensing and other required documents. The commandant said that the prime suspect was arrested for conveying illegally refined products conveyed with food parts in a truck in Port Harcourt. He warned perpetrators of the heinous crime to desist or face the weight of the law. The 1989 set of Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School Old Students Association has reiterated commitment and dedication cardinally to the cause of giving back to their alma mater and the generations of students passing through the school. President of the set, architect Adekunle Oyedele, said this at the project commissioning and annual general meeting of the 1989 set of Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School, Ile-Ife. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga reports.
Address at the project commissioning annual general meeting and 5th reunion party of the 1989 set of Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School, Ile-Ife. President of the set, architect Adekunle Oyedele, who appreciated God in the lives of individuals, noted that their contribution to the great citadel of learning is in fulfillment of the institution's motto, which is moral education service. He stated further that the Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School 1989 set host transition is an umbrella body that brings together every alumnus and alumni of the 1989 set to collectively ensure individuals' well-being and to also support their alma mater. Architect Oyedele noted that the sets have been able to donate school uniforms, sandals, socks, chairs, and tables, including vocational training for students in junior and senior classes, adding that the 89 set have also constructed 8 rooms, toilet blocks, and the latest being the reconstruction of 4 classrooms and administrative block, among others.
The infrastructural decay, and that is why we have come to say, let us partner with government and put some of these buildings in shape. We have tiled it, We have changed the windows, put the ceiling, flood the entire building, paint it and plaster it. There were areas that have been threatened by flood. We did the flood control there, and we tried, because the structural integrity of the building was being questioned, was being queried. So we had to put all those things in place so that it can stand well and stand for the test of time.
In her remarks, Tutor General Osun East Education District, Mrs. Kikelomo Oladimeji, commended the 1989 set for their immense support in the lives of the students and their contributions to the growth of their alma mater. The Tutor General, who also represented the State Commissioner for Education, Honorable Oladoyin Bamishaimi, enjoined the pupils to stay clear from cultism, thuggery, and other social vices that could possibly ruin their lives and cut short their vision, urging parents to ensure proper moral upkeep of their wards.
We are here commissioning this block of 4 classrooms, which was renovated by the 89 set. On behalf of the government of the state, we want to appreciate them for doing these wonderful things. And I know that they will continue to do more. We say a big thank you, and may the Lord bless all their apostles.
In their goodwill messages, the Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School Old Student Association National President, Mr. Deji Fajebe, including the school principal, Mr. Rotimi Akinsomi, and a former principal of the institution, Mr. Dada Adegboye, among others, commended the 1989 set for their contributions to the great citadel of learning, while they urged the students to make judicious use of all what has been made available for them by the 1989 set. The event, which featured vocational training on how to make shoes, climaxed with cultural display, Ijala and Ekunyawo playlet by the students. Followed by the commissioning of 4 classroom and administrative block, among others. Oluwa Tobiloba, Odunuga, OSBC News.
We now go on a short break. Major Report continues shortly.
A peak protein breakfast gets you to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes to his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Many thanks for staying with us on Major Reports. Now we move on to our sports segment. The Federation of International Football Association says alcohol will not be sold at the World Cup's 8 stadiums in Qatar. Reports say FIFA changed its policy before the start of the tournament, with the World Cup starting tomorrow when Qatar play Ecuador. The World Football Governing Body said that a decision has been made to focus on the sale of alcohol beverages on the FIFA and Fan Festival following discussion between it and the host country. They indicated that other fan destinations and licensed venues removing sales points of beer from Qatar's FIFA World Cup 2022 stadium perimeters. While on the foreign scene, 10 inmates were killed in a riot at a prison in Ecuador's capital, Quito, which authorities said took place as a result of the government's decision to relocate 3 crime bosses to a high-security facility. Details of this and more are presented by Sarah Omidele.
10 inmates were killed in a riot at a prison in Ecuador's capital, Quito, which authorities said took place as a result of the government's decision to relocate 3 crime bosses to a high-security facility. The prison authorities said the prison riots and killings are the latest challenge for the country's prison system, in which some 400 inmates have been killed in gang-related violence since last year. The latest unrest broke out at Elinka prison shortly after the government said it was moving inmates suspected of being the masterminds behind previous prison disturbances to maximum security prison. One of the prisoners whose relocation sparked the violence, Los Lobos gang leader Jonathan Bermudez, has been responsible for the previous killings at Elinka. according to a statement from the President's office. The prison authority said the members of this criminal organization, Los Lombos, undertook violent reprisals for the relocation of Bermudez to another prison. Police Commander Victor Herrera told reporters the prison had been secured with heavy security deployed as forensic personnel removed the body of those killed, adding that the cause of death appeared to be strangulation. Since February 2021, Ecuador has experienced 8 prison massacres that left about 400 dead, with many of the victims were beheaded. Once a relatively peaceful neighbor of leading cocaine producers, Colombia and Peru, Ecuador has gone from being a drug transit route to a vital distribution center racked by drug violence. Ecuador's president, Guillermo Lasso, said the countries would not be intimidated by gang leaders. 4 Syrian soldiers have been killed and 1 wounded by Israeli airstrikes on military posts in the central and western region of Syria. Report says Israeli jets were flying over the Mediterranean, targeting military posts in central and coastal Syria. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a British-based war monitor, the attacks were aimed at pro-Iranian groups in the provinces of Homs and Hama, hitting weapons and ammunition sites. However, Israel has acknowledged that it targets the bases of Iran-allied fighters, Lebanon Hezbollah, which has backed Syrian President Bashar al-Assad forces by sending in thousands of fighters. It will be recalled that Israeli air attacks killed 2 Syrian soldiers and wounded 3 in the central province of Homs last Saturday. Sarah Omidele, OSBC News.
And to end the major reports tonight, here's a recap of some of the top stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission has affirmed readiness for 2023 poll, reiterated commitment to credible elections. We also told you that the state governor of Osun State, Mr. Adeboyega Oyetola, has inaugurated the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, stressed the need to vote competent hands. While in the forensic report, he reports that 10 inmates died in Ecuadorian prison riot. And that ends the major report on OSBC TV. It was edited by Michael Adeni. Good evening.